Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to discuss about a feature string templates that was introduced as part of Java 21. So template string is a familiar feature that is present in most languages such as JavaScript, TypeScript. As you can see, there is one example that I have written here. This is an example of template string. So what is a template string? Template string is nothing but a string that contains few variables. So these variables values can be loaded at runtime so that this template string can become a complete string at the runtime. Basically, we embed the variable into a string and the values of the variable are resolved in runtime. Thus, template string produces different results for different values of the variable. So if our variable name is changing at runtime, then this template string value will also change. Taking inspiration from other languages, Java introduces this support for template expression that can perform string interpolation in runtime. So what is the motivation behind this? First, as I already discussed, that the other languages have the template strings methods. So this feature simplified string creation. There are multiple ways in Java through which we can create string and we can concatenate string when we are dealing with multiple variables or there are certain conditions where we need to log certain values. So we no longer need to use concatenate operation with the string template methods, especially when working with longer or multi-line strings. They provide a layer of security when we are mixing variable value with string constants. So this is also to provide security in our code. So we will discuss this when we are going to walk through the code. We can also create custom string templates as per our requirements, such that to decipher letter combination, either ignoring them or replacing them for added security. So there is one example that I have written here for template expression that we are going to talk about in few minutes. So how we are going to define our template expression in Java. So we are going to use a template standard processor, that is str, that we are using here, and then there is a dot we need to write after that, and after that we need to write our template string. So this is the template string. It is quite similar how we will write in other languages. So if you see in the JavaScript example, how we are defining variables is after dollar and then there are two curly braces, then we are defining our variable name. In Java, how we are going to define is instead of dollar sign, we will use backward slash and two curly braces. Inside that, we are going to define our variable name. So there are few standard processors that we can use that we are going to discuss in the while we are checking the code. So let's talk about str. So this is a standard processor that performs standard interpolation. There is raw. It is a standard template processor that produces an unprocessed string template object that we will also see in just few minutes. Then there is FMT, that this is a also a standard processor, but it also performs one more operation than these two. That is, it interprets format specifiers. So now let's try to go to the code and let's try to see the simple string examples before string templates, like how we are going to deal with string operations before Java 21. So let's go through. So in this code, in this class string examples, I have defined few variables, few integer variables and few string variables, as you can see here. So then I defined a string str1, where what I am doing is I am using the I am defining a concrete string characters, and then I am just concatenating few string variables. Then there is string2 that I created here to concatenate the integer variables. Integer a, then we are concatenating a, b, and we are also doing the sum of a and b. So for sum of a and b, I've created a static method getSum, which is nothing, which is going to return the uh, value of a plus b, what we are passing in the parameters. Then then there is another way how we can define this similar string using string builder. So there are append method where we can define the different string values and use it on top of it again and again. Append first name, append last name, append string, and then we can convert it back to the string again. And after that, I have created one more string to showcase another method how we can use the string interpolation, how we can do that. So in this, if you can see here, we are defining integer a and then %d. This is the format specifier for the integer. So we can use the formatted method that is part of the string class to pass the objects that needs to be formatted inside the string that we have building. So now if I try to run this code, we will see the outputs of all the string. str1, I am Naman Saraswat. So here it concatenated first name and last name. In string 2, it concatenated the integer a, integer b, and also fetch the getSum method result, which is going to come as 30. And in string 3, which is quite similar to string 1, but it is just using the string builder method to create that. So it's just one more way. And string 4 is quite similar to string 2, but here we are using this inbuilt string formatted method where we are passing the objects where we are specifying like what type of value we are going to replace here. So I hope these are the 4 examples that we can see here. So now let's try to move to see how template expression we are going to define using Java and how we are going to use it. We will also see different use case. So let's move to that. So let's try to move to the str processor class. So in template there are going to be two things. Everything within double quotes, that is going to be called a template. Template processor, as I already discussed, there are 3 template extended processors that are provided by Java API. So we are going to first talk about str, and then there is going to be embedded expression. Each occurrence of dynamic data such as any variable name, method name, or any expression, that is going to be called as embedded expression. There is one more thing, the fragments. So in this template, these are embedded expression, name and channel name. These variable names are embedded expression. Now what is left after that is called fragments. I am full stop, my channel name is. This is going to be fragments. Now let's see that. So here also I have defined 3 integer variables. Let's see how we are going to use this. So I have created one string variable message1 where I am going to use the string template str method. So what we are using here is this string template interface class where we are using the string str processor, which internally calls string template interpolate method, if you see. And here it is taking 2 parameters, fragments and values. So now let's go back to the string processor str processor class, and here we are defining the our template after the dot. So this is the total sum of A and B, where A is equals to A. Here we have defined the variable B and A plus B. So this is the expression that I talked about, that we can define a expression as well here, and we can also define here get some method which will also give us same result. But for now, let's see the expression. Then let's talk about the second method, raw. So it is a standard template processor that produces an unprocessed string template object. So this raw processor is going to return a string template method which is not processed. So we can also define a string like this that can has variables similar to how we have defined with string processor with number of subscribers. So as I talked about, this template has two things. One is fragments and one is values. So fragments is going to be list of string and values is going to be list of objects. As we can have different types of variable here. It can be integer, it can be string, or it can be any other thing. So here we are printing the fragment and values. We will see. Then there is we have created one more message 3, where message 2 is of type string template, and we are interpolating it. We can also process it, because as I already told earlier, that it just produces a raw string template that we need to process. So in message 4 we are processing the request, and or in message 3 we are interpolating the string that is being passed. So let's discuss. Let me try to run and then try to see the output of message 1, message 3, and message 4 class. So in this we have first it has printed the fragments value for this string 1 for this string. So it has code designed by Naman, has and plus subscribers, you see, and then values it is printing. So values, there is one variable, so it is printing 200, what we have set for that variable. Then we are printing the message 1, total sum of A and B is similar. This is how we are calculating the A plus B. If I try to do get sum here, then also we will get the same result. Let's see. Here also we are getting the same result. Then we have message 3 that we have called on the string template that we have generated using raw processor. So message 3 output is going to be like this. Then message 4 is on when we are calling the str process method on the string template that is being generated by the raw processor. This will also give the similar output what we got in for message 3. So message 3 and message 4 are going to be same. Now let's discuss about FMT. So FMT performs interpolation as well as interprets format specifiers. So here I am defining a variable date, that is local date of today, and I am creating a message 5 using FMT processor. Here I am defining the number of subscriber and also date, get day of month. And before this backward slash, I have defined the format specifier. So this is also being interpreted by FMT template processor. Then what is it has printed message 5 code designed by Naman has 200 plus subscriber on 12 hours. So it does not print it anything from the format specifier. It has format specific. It has just interpreted it correctly. So there is one more thing that we can talk about. So now we have completed this part, or we can talk about this security in the next example. So we can create custom string templates. So let's talk about this. And I have also talked about the str preprocessor, raw processor, and fmt processor. This is done. Now we are going to look at custom string template, how we are going to create it. So I've created one emoji printer class where I've created a emoji map. This is a hash map, static hash map we have created and put values for different values. So these are the keys. So if we are going to get this, we should get this value. So this, how we got this value from this website. If you go through this website, then there is codes for different emojis that we can use. And then we are creating one string template processor. Here we are defining the static string template processor, which requires a string template lambda function that we need to pass. So here we are defining a string builder, iterator, and then there is an object. So this string template will have two kind of values. One is fragments and one is values. Then we need to append the, what we are doing is we are appending the values and we are fetching the, we are checking if it contains the temp key, the value that we are getting. If this value is inside the emoji map, then we can decide, then we are going to define this temp variable to the value of it, not the key. So in the input we are getting the key, but for the output we are setting the value of that particular key so that we can get the emoji, required emoji for our processor. And then we are appending the string, and then we just string builder, we are just returning the string value. So let's see how. So I have defined the two values here, string smile, string wing, and we are passing these two values that are being provided here, these two values, and then we are just printing. We are using the emoji processor that we created by ourselves by providing this string template implementation. And here we are passing the two variables that we defined here, smile and wing. So now let's run program and see the output. See, we got the required emojis as well. For smiling, we get smiling. For wing, we get the wing emoji from the this hash map mapping. So I think now we are done with this video. I hope you like this video. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel for more such content. Thanks for watching.